listening to a Fistful of Vinyl, KXLU 88.9 FM, Los Angeles. I've got some guests here tonight. You guys got to cozy right up to those mics. We've got Shawn and Mark Stern from Punk Rock Bowling.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Cozy.
Good to be here.
Really, you got to be like real intimate with that thing. Like pretend like you've known it for years and you're just discovering feelings for it.
Yeah, we know how to do that.
There it is.
Big and round.
Whoa. I don't really know if we should go there, Mark. Come on.
Just let the listeners visualize. But yeah, you guys are here. We're talking up Punk Rock Bowling. It's happening on Fremont Street in Las Vegas, May 24th to 25th to 28th.
There you go.
Yeah, got it.
Pretty good.
And yeah, we have a pair of tickets to give away, and we also have a whole bunch of music queued up from some of the artists that are going to be there. Some of which, by the way, are actually alumni of this show.
Yeah.
Which I'm happy about.
Yeah. I mean, we have been in this studio back in the 80s, so it's changed, but...
Yeah, you got here not only before I did, but actually before I was born.
Yep, exactly. Probably before many of the listeners were born, too.
So I guess thanks
old.
for having me.
Yeah,
You know,
we're old.
I appreciate you hosting me.
You're welcome.
I like what you've done with the space.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you guys have done a lot.
Hey,
It's
glad you
changed.
could make it.
Wait, Mark's pulling out his phone so he can see all the bands that he booked, and he can't remember their names.
There's a lot of good bands.
Yeah, it's like, how many, 80?
No, it was like 120.
100? No,
120,
way,
you count the club shows? Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
But I've
Do some math.
we got a handful of them. I tried to start at like the bottom of the list, start with those sort of smaller bands, and work my way towards the top.
There you go.
But the first one up, so I'm gonna this whole show is gonna be bands that are playing punk rock
Awesome.
bowling.
That's awesome.
We'll have kind of an interview portion in the middle. We'll do our ticket giveaway, and I don't know, pay close attention. This is gonna be an interesting show. But for now, phone number here is 310-338-5958, 310-338-KXLU. And this first song you're going to hear is from actually our session with the band Days and Days. And they're playing.
Okay.
They're playing. You're probably going to find them busking outside too.
I don't know all the bands that are playing, so I'm going to learn with you.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this will be a review session. This is Wholesale Failure by Days and Days here on A Fistful of Vinyl. They're playing.
Really, dude? If you don't know, just don't say anything.
No,
These
I'll
guys-
admit it.
Dude, we're all human.
These guys are awesome.
I'm sure, but so what? You don't know because you just had to look on your phone just
I
to
was-
see all the names of the bands that you booked.
I'm looking for, because I wanted to see a bunch of bands I've never played before that I could
Yeah,
talk
this is
about.
one of them.
They're on the way up. They're like this sort of
They're
like
playing on the
punk
secret,
sound.
on the surprise guest show.
Oh,
on
they must be
Sunday.
crusty then.
Who's the
They are
surprise guest?
crusty.
It's
a
crusty
surprise.
band. It's a surprise. You have to
Leftover
come.
crack. Acoustic leftover crack.
Everybody's guessing leftover crap. Could be.
Big crusty band.
An old crusty band.
A big old crusty band.
You guys got Woody Guthrie. Wow. Far out.
Yeah, he's very crusty.
Dusty, perhaps.
Did you film these guys?
Yeah. This is
Oh.
actually our second session with them.
Oh yeah.
So we picked them up the first time when they were like, I don't know, the folk punk scene is like so small, and like everyone knows the same like rough set of bands, and like making it big in the folk punk scene doesn't necessarily mean you're known anywhere else. So we got them when they were first starting to like kind of grow in the folk punk scene, and now they're kind of breaking out of there. They've got some good collaborations going, and they've got this like really sort of iconic sound if you're looking outside the scene. And yeah, they're super hard workers.
A lot of it is
super
because
dedicated.
they put on a great show, and like all the promoters I know, and like my friends that have clubs around the, Dallas or Minneapolis or Colorado, like where the circuit takes you.
Yeah.
When you're a band that you're starting out, and bands will notice you first.
Yeah.
And then they'll put you on the show, and then if a promoter will notice, like, holy shit, this band just opened for these guys, and they're fucking awesome, and that's when they'll start inquiring about that band. First, it's going to take a band to bring them along with. For everyone to see.
We got to get that kind of vote of confidence. This is what I was like talking about earlier. It's like I want to be in that spot where like I find those bands when they need that vote of confidence, when they need that one person to believe in them.
Yeah.
And kind of like elevate them to the next level.
Exactly. It's important. I'm glad you do that. That's what we've always done. We did it with our label. We do it festival. It's all about finding new stuff and like introducing it. You know? They deserve to be here in DC.
Yeah, like people will love this. They just don't know about it yet.
I mean, I turned down like friends that have bands. Like, yeah, dude, let me have a shot. Like,
Your band's not
ain't gonna happen because there's all these great bands that need to play here. You know,
I still haven't gotten good at turning down friends. We've gotten to the point where I get asked for a session probably once or twice a day, like unsolicited.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's from friends, sometimes it's from people I just like haven't met or friends of friends or that sort of thing. But I'm still not good at saying no.
Yeah, you need to learn to do that. Otherwise, you're wasting a lot of time and energy.
Yeah, I'm not trying to waste anybody's time.
Well, plus you
want
to. Well, plus the stuff like what you're doing is that you want to take every band that you do has to be quality.
Yeah. Otherwise,
so don't do favors because
yeah.
they're going, oh, I'll cut you in on this.
Yeah.
Because then it just dilutes, you know, as opposed to like everything that's going on here is this level, you know, and finding this stuff.
Yeah, it's.
Am I on the air?
No, I appreciate the distinction. Yeah, there is that challenge, and it's like the most positive way I found to frame it is like, hey, like we're not gonna make it. Like, you know, coming through town, like, hey, we're not gonna be able to make it work this time around. Keep me up to date with what you guys are doing. 'Cause a lot of these bands, like, they just need to grow a little bit. You know, they just need to like learn a little bit more about themselves, kind of hone their own sound a little bit instead of just like trying to sound like Days and Days. But I don't know. It also, in a lot of ways, like the thing that I get in my head about is I feel like I'm like crapping on somebody's dream.
No, it's not your problem. You know, the fact is
not
every band is good, and it's purely subjective. But
or maybe they're not good at that point.
Yeah,
or maybe
they
have
could
potential.
They could get better,
and they do. Actually, the first time I heard these guys it was like, yeah, they're pretty good. Not these guys, but
Days and Days are Against Me.
No, Days and Days. No,
yeah.
Against Me I love.
I don't remember hearing Against Me when they weren't good yet.
Yeah,
I do.
record.
I'll tell you a whole story about that.
Oh yeah,
their first LA show, remember?
With No Effects?
With No Effects.
I don't know that was their very first show.
No.
It was their first big
They just
show.
got on Fat, and then No Effects put them on the Fonda.
So is this like mid
Fonda or
90s?
No, it was House of Blues because
House of
everybody
Blues.
went up the street.
And then after the show, everyone went up the street to Eric Melvin's house. He was having a party.
Okay.
And that's when Fletcher and those guys they're pretty fucking
Pennywise dudes?
Obnoxious. Yeah, and everybody was
Fletcher's always been obnoxious. It wasn't when he was obnoxious. He's always
it was
been
pretty.
obnoxious.
Anyways, Tom became the guy that Fletcher just. He didn't know who he was. You know, it was like one of their first shows. And
no, he knew who Fletcher
he basically was. Tom. Fletcher didn't know who Tom was because Against Me was just came out. They just were on, you know,
just kids from Florida at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he, you know, grabbed. He
look,
was a total
he comes
dick.
Walking. He comes
Bit
walking
his ear off.
Is me.
You know, just bullied him, and
bite
he's
his ear off.
yeah, he did.
It didn't come off. It was me and him. It was me and him.
Like, what are you doing?
And Fletcher. And I don't know
all the No Effects crew.
All the No Effects crew.
And it's
I don't
just
know
kind
if
of
you know
like
Limo
Fletcher's
and Jay
wasted.
and all these guys. We're all
There's
standing
nothing
on the
anybody
porch.
could do.
Yeah.
You're in.
And they, these
three
of the guys from Against Me come walking
He's
up,
an
and
asshole.
Fletcher just is just like, "Oh, you want to go in?" And they're like, "Yeah, you know, we're just." He's like, "Oh, you gotta hit me." And I'm like, "Yeah, right now." He's like, "No, you gotta hit me, punch me." What the fuck is that? That's not a punch. Come on, hit me. So the guy hits him, and it's not great. He's like, "Okay, now it's my turn."
Yeah, it was bad.
Like,
I felt totally sorry for him.
And we were all just kind of, oh, come on, dude.
And like the No Effects guys are just like, there's nothing you can do. Like you gotta.
It was a little.
Go
hazy.
with it. Fight him back, whatever, you know. And he's like, "What is this? Some hazing? What about these guys? What? Because they've been around forever." He's like, "Yeah,
exactly.
I've known these guys my whole life." You know, and it's like,
I know they'd hit me if I asked, so they don't need to hit me.
Yeah, it just turned into one of those, but I remember that show. They were great, and I'd never heard them before.
Nice. Is that all fair game, by the way? Like, I mean, we're not on air. This thing's still running. I can cut the interview however you guys want.
I don't care. It's true.
All right. I dig it. I mean, I think that's the right approach. You know, just.
We're not going to tell stories that we wouldn't tell to anybody, including those guys, and I'm sure they remember it.
Cool.
I know Fletcher. Who knows if he remembers it?
I don't know.
Well, that's what was funny. Like growing up in Manhattan Beach, like those guys were very local. At that
Oh
point,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's it's just you kind of got to get like initiated in, I guess, or it's I don't know. You're gonna get a little bit of shit from people.
Yeah, I mean it's punk. It's supposed to be rough around the edges, right?
It's nothing the way it used to be.
We love Fletcher. I seen him mess with a lot of people. I seen him do this one at the Warped Tour where his band was going on next, and he wouldn't let him out of the van. He was going to tip the van over, and they were like, "We have to go on. What do? We got to go out and get killed."
I mean, I guess if
I think they missed the set.
he like totally committed to the bit. Man. Yeah, that's the kind of thing. Like that's when you've been in the same scene for like 30 years. Like that's the kind of thing. Those stories just like accumulate, right?
Oh,
Like,
there's a lot of them. Yeah.
Did you ever listen to Steve Jones when he was at Indy?
No.
Oh, have you? His show's now on KLOS.
Right.
Have you heard the show?
I know of him.
Jonesy's Jukebox. He's an awesome
yeah.
DJ.
Yeah.
Awesome DJ. I mean, he gets stories out of people that are...
He's a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, he's a wealth of knowledge, and he has amazing stories, because, I mean, he's a Sex Pistols.
Mm.
But he manages to get stories out of... I heard a story from Peter Frampton, of all. You know Peter Frampton.
Yeah, of course.
About him flying into Brazil or Argentina with all his gear. Just ridiculous stories where the military... I don't know. It's just ridiculous stories. But only Jonesy gets these stories out of people. He's an amazing DJ because he doesn't give a shit, right? So he'll get these crazy stories. But then they'll have people come... when he was in Indy...
Say shit on the radio.
We're not on the
radio. We're not on the radio.
I know, I'm just warning.
I know that. So
I appreciate the
so he has these new bands coming, and he doesn't know who the hell they are, but okay, it's his job, he's game, so you listen to him and he's interviewing, he doesn't know who these people are, and then apparently most of them don't know who the hell he is.
Uh-huh.
And some of them engage, and it's a good conversation.
Oh yeah.
And some of them have nothing to say, and you can hear the interview go down in about 3 or 4 minutes. Yeah, so you guys got a new record? Yeah. Okay, so, blah, blah, blah. And they're all, yeah. And he's like, all right, so we'll listen to this song, and that's pretty much, we're done. Yeah, you can just hear it die.
Senses that there's not like an energy to it.
Yeah, these people they're idiots. They're idiots. They're idiots.
Well, they just don't have anything to say.
That means they're idiots.
Well, at least in the aspect of like, come on, if you're gonna do an interview, you gotta.
You're doing an interview on a radio station to promote your band. If you have nothing to say, that's horrible. But even worse, you're doing an interview with a guy who's kind of an iconic legend in music.
Right.
Come on, take advantage of that. Yeah. Talk to the guy.
Yeah, play it up.
Yeah, the guy has great stories. If it was me, I would get tons of stuff out of him, even if I didn't have anything to say. Even I'm a new band, I don't really have anything to say, but I know you do, and I want to hear your stories. And he's an egomaniac, like most people in bands. So, oh, someone's calling.
Should we grab it?
Why not?
Fistful of vinyl.
Hi, I was wondering if I could win the punk rock bowling tickets. Are you guys still giving those out?
Yeah, we're gonna give those away probably in like 20 minutes.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, keep listening.
Thank you.
Take care.
See how you get them to stay? Keep listening for your chance.
Well, it's the bit we're setting up. So average radio listener hangs on for between like 5 to 7 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
I listen to the radio and it's in the background, but hours.
Yeah. No, I mean you're my favorite type of person. Average listener, like
Old
I think
school.
9 minutes is like the high end of the average. So the way that people are going to win tickets is they're just going to have to say the last 5 songs that I played, or at least like the last 5 bands. Not hard if you've been listening. I'm going to say it at the top of the air break.
Oh, well, that's giving them an advantage.
It's giving everyone an advantage. You'll see how hard it is for people still.
Because they're too stupid to write it down?
They don't know.
Or to pay attention?
They don't know what they're supposed to know, but...
All they hear is, blah, 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 win tickets.
Case in point. So, and, I want to reward the people who are paying attention. I want to reward loyalty. Some of our listeners, man, we've had them since the beginning. Some of my listeners have been listening to me back when I was doing like a 2 to 6 a.m. show in the middle of the week. Like...
That's rough.
And going to school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got real weird in
2
philosophy
to
class
6?
after 2 hours of sleep.
Are you 4 hours now?
No, I'm just an hour now.
Oh.
You gotta know
2
what you
to
signed up
6,
for.
that's 4 hours.
Yeah, I mean, we're a 24-hour station, man. And that's kind of like the make or break time. It's, you know.
Oh, that's the best time. That the guy who's after Stella on Friday. What's his name? Oh man, he's hysterical.
Reverend Dan.
Reverend Dan.
Yeah.
That guy's awesome.
Yeah, he's great. He's one of the, like, old timer seems like too unflattering a term. He's one of those dudes who's just been around for so long. And he's, you know, like, his personality is almost that of KXLU itself. You know, because he's been a part of the culture for pretty much as long as the culture's existed, at least in the way that it exists now.
But the thing is, I don't remember him back in the early 80s. So either he was here doing 2 to 6 then and I just never knew, or he's come along since then. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
How old is he? Is he in his 40s or 50s? You don't know.
I'm on record. Dan, I'm sorry, I think he's in his 50s.
Yeah. So then he'd be around.
Maybe high 50s.
Oh, then he's been around since then.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Stella's been around. Stella's been around since the early 80s.
Yeah.
So that would mean he'd been around about the same.
Yeah, there are a handful of them that have been like Demolition, like you guys were saying earlier.
Yeah.
It's been around for a long time. Part-time Punks.
Mm-hmm.
Part-time Punks hasn't been around as long as those people.
No, but like.
But Demolition is.
We're still talking like top 5%.
Right.
Of like
Demolition
10 year.
as a show has been around, but it's a whole bunch of different DJs that are doing it. It's not the original.
It's mostly Fred Kiko.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of the main dude behind it. And I know he's got other people like come on, but it's definitely like his child. You know?
Because Ava used to be the one who did it, but probably I doubt she invented it. She probably was just the DJ at the time who was dealing with it.
I'm not sure of its origins, but it's been Fred Kiko at least since I've been around, and I'm this I guess my 10th year up at KXLU.
Yeah.
That makes me feel old.
Yeah. No, Ava was doing it. This was back in 82,
How's it
83,
feel?
84.
To grow old? I don't know, man. I'll let you know when I get there.
Me too.
It's, I don't know. Age is like, you keep expecting it to be like a milestone. Like you cross a line and be like, oh, I am an adult now. I will file that on my taxes and consult my accountant. No,
You'll get there.
From what I can tell, man, it's just like, the older you get, you just kind of care less about like stuff that doesn't affect you, or that like you get better at telling what does and doesn't matter.
Oh yeah.
And that like
That's called being wise.
I like that.
Well, we've been doing the same thing that we were doing when we were 18, so
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't drink as much.
that's not true.
You can't drink nearly the way you used to. You used to be able to drink a bottle. You can't drink a bottle anymore.
Just avoid the hoppy things.
Well, the hoppy stuff, we were talking about beer.
The hard alcohol, no.
I'm more of a bourbon person myself.
Jameson.
I can't drink anything brown.
No.
I can't even. For a long time, tequila it was fine. Even that, I can't even drink that anymore.
No, you can't.
I just drink wine and beer now.
Classy.
Yeah.
I'll start getting shots. I go down to Alex's bar. Alex will start pouring him shots. And it's like, what happened to this guy?
Not anymore. I can't do it.
Ginger ale.
Yeah. No more shots.
Yeah. Well, I mean that is one thing that I grew out. I was also straight edge for 9 years.
Oh.
Oh.
So.
I never went down that path.
Yeah. No, I mean I did it for. I
was
straight
straight
edge
edge
through
for 9
college.
years too.
Ages 1 to 9.
Yeah.
So I go.
Exactly. I think you smoked a cigarette then.
I did.
Yeah.
Let's see, well, that.
Who are you
one more
playing
song
right now?
then. Larry and his Flask.
Oh, let's hear it a little bit.
It's over.
It just ended. Markman is up next. We had before that.
What song you got on Markman?
Fix My Brain.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, Larry and his Flask is Pandemonium. That's one of their newer ones. We've been playing them for years though. Kirk and I were laughing that we went to. They played with Frank Turner at the House of Blues in Anaheim, and we were just a fledgling radio show at the time, and I ended up talking to like the right label executive or whatever who's like, yeah, like I'll get you in the room and you guys can have like a meet and greet. Didn't tell the band this was happening, so we get in there. They're super energetic on stage and expend all kinds of energy. We get in there and they're all just like, the room is like thick, like musty with just sweat, and they're all hanging out like in their underwear and like laughing and like drinking, and And then we walk in, and we're like, hey, like, we're the dudes from Fistful of Vinyl. And they're like, huh? Yeah, like, no, we talked to so-and-so. They said, like, we should come by and, like, talk to you and kind of, like, me. Like, oh, yeah, come in. Like, started pouring. They're hanging out, like, drenched in sweat, all of them in their underwear. And it ended up just having, like, a great sit-down, great conversation with them. It was, like...
Good guys.
Yeah. So they're one of my someday bands. I'll record them eventually.
Yeah, they're great. Well, they broke up for a while.
Yeah. They had some time off, but they're back.
Yeah, they're back.
And let's see, before that we had Atom Age with I Hypnotize, Svetlana's with Control.
Svetlana's.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Took me like 9 tries to find one of their songs that was clean for air. Before that, Against Me, We Laugh at Danger, Days and Days. So somebody can say all those in a row.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Punk rock bowling. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. What do you say? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6 songs. Should we let them off the hook with 4?
Yeah, 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
Or otherwise, no one will win.
We'll see if we're sufficiently impressed.
All right.
I think I got faith in my listeners, man. I think somebody's gonna be able to get 5 out of 6.
But you're playing. I mean, a lot of this stuff, though. I don't know. Like a lot of these bands, people don't know. They might know Markman, but they don't know, Atom Age or
yeah.
But
a lot of my listeners. Well, one, I'm actually surprised this hasn't happened yet. A handful of times a show, I'll get calls just asking what song this is. Mm-hmm. It's kind of gone down since Spotify, or not Spotify, Shazam.
Yeah.
Got better, but most of the time it's like, hey, are you going to post your playlist at the end of the show? Like, people are curious about the songs that they don't know.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, let's do this. Fistful of Vinyl, KXLU, 88.9 FM, Los Angeles. I'm going to back announce really quick, then we're going to jump into the interview. The last song you heard was Fix My Brain by the Marked Men. Before that, Larry and His Flask with Pandemonium. Before that, The Atom Age with I Hypnotize. Before that, Svetlana's with Control, parentheses, Jane Bond. Before that, Against Me with We Laugh at Danger, parentheses, and Break All the Rules. And before that was actually Fistful of Vinyl's recording of Days and Days, Wholesale Failure. And then we started the show with Matt Pless, the Cran song. That's going to release tomorrow on youtube.com/A Fistful of Vinyl. But most importantly, I've got the guys from Punk Rock Bowling sitting across from me. You guys are a wealth of wisdom. You're up in 20 years of Punk Rock Bowling going on. I've got a bunch of questions that I've written down, but we don't necessarily have to follow those. One thing that I was kind of thinking about is, Punk Rock Bowling is 20 years old. It's almost old enough to buy itself a drink. What drink would Punk Rock Bowling buy for itself the first time? What would be its first drink?
Probably PBR, because that's what everybody drinks at Punk Rock Bowling.
PBR?
I would say
that's the start.
PBR, PRB?
I would say a shot of Jameson.
Well, but PBR and a shot of
get
Jameson.
things rolling.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it could be 2 things.
Yeah.
All right, so 20 years, and it's like, let's see. I always try to ask the bands that I have on the same thing, especially if they've been around for a while, like kind of comparing who they were when they were first starting out to who they are now. Like, do you guys feel like you're the same people that started Punk Rock Bowling 20 years ago?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, we're the same people that started playing punk rock music in 1978, except that we have gray hair.
Do you feel like, I mean, there has to have been growth during that time, right? I imagine you learned something every year from...
yeah, but I mean, Shawn and I were promoting shows when we were 18 years old. We, renting out vets halls in Hollywood.
Well, no, before that, we were doing keg parties at people's houses.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the fun. You turn your phone off, Mark. Come on, that's
tactless.
People would come up to us because we were selling weed, and people would say, "Hey, we want to do a party. My parents are going out of town." So that's how we started promoting. Is that people would say, "My parents are going out of town, and you guys are the guys." So we would say, "Okay, lock all the valuables up. We'll charge $5 at the door." I have no idea how we managed to get kegs because we were only 16, 17 years old, but somehow we did. And we'd had crazy rager houses at people's houses, and they would often get destroyed. But
Yeah, but then when we got into punk rock, there wasn't a place to play. There wasn't a place for anyone to play. If you want to do a show, you did your own show. So
Right.
that's kind of how it all started. And what we did with punk rock bowling, it's just,
It's an extension of that.
It's an extension of it. I mean, we did a Hollywood Palladium show in 1982. So I was 21 years old.
Okay.
It was one of the first punk shows at the Palladium, with TSOL and Wasted Youth and Bad Religion, Youth Brigade.
Oh, nice.
And, they didn't know what to do. They were just freaked out on, like, hey, there's going to be people with, like, mohawks and this and that. But
There's going to be a mosh pit.
Yeah, it just got
it's
crazy.
all friendly.
It turned into a riot.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But
The police started a riot. They
we had
smashed
a
the
few
doors.
riots. But so you learn as you go, and... that's where we're at with punk rock bowling. We started small as a bowling tournament, and it just grew and more shows, and then we turned it into a festival.
Punk rock bowling started as a party. We just had a party for our friends that were in bands and labels and fanzines, and because we did a bowling league down in Santa Monica, and we thought this would be an awesome party in Vegas, so we went to Vegas, and it just every year it kept growing and growing and growing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how was it like booking the first bands for like the official punk rock band? Was it a hard sell? Did you guys have to like?
No.
Well,
Was everyone pretty into it by that point?
Yeah, because when it started, it wasn't a festival. It was just we would have a show on Friday, we'd bowl Saturday and Sunday, and then on Sunday night we would have an awards party. So we didn't even have a band the first year. That there was no show. There was a party at the end that Me First and the Gimme Gimmes
the
played.
Gimmes played.
Hell yeah.
That was one of their first shows.
At the dive bar, which holds
No, Double Down.
Double Down. Sorry,
Which isn't
Or by the-
not much bigger than this studio. It's tiny.
This is a small space for listeners at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it held about 250 people.
Yeah.
And we had the Gimmes in there. That was one of their first shows.
I think
it might have been their first show.
Yeah.
Man.
And then the next year, we said, okay, we're going to do a show. We rented the Hunt Ridge, which is closed down now, but what does it hold? About
1,000. 1,200.
Old theater,
Mm-hmm.
classical theater. And then, each year it just kept growing. It didn't become an actual festival until 2010. That's when someone approached us who had a bowling alley and said, oh, and by the way, we have this amphitheater out here, and you can do shows. And we said, oh, perfect, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what is it, like motivation meets opportunity?
Exactly.
Like you've got the idea and like, hey, there's a space for it now.
It's always the way it works.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're almost everything we've ever done has been total DIY with little to no planning.
Well, that's the thing. You get comfortable with improvising, and it's amazing what you can pull off.
Yeah.
If like, I think there's a whole section of the population that like, if they have a plan and something doesn't go to plan immediately, like to them the entire thing's falling apart.
No, you have to improvise.
Yeah, it just changes the win condition a little bit.
Exactly.
Like, so I don't know what. So I'm still kind of thinking about the idea of like you guys being young guys starting this out for the first time. What lessons would you tell your younger selves about running this festival, promoting it, having these bands on?
Hire more people.
Like get the help.
Yes.
Well, we take everything on ourselves. We always have.
That's terrible.
I mean, we started our record label. It was just the two of us in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and that ran for 25.
But
Well, it's still running.
It's still going.
This is BYO
Yeah,
Records.
BYO.
Yeah.
But that industry's dead, so that's why. If you're a musician, you now make your living touring, playing live, the way
Yeah.
it was before recorded music existed. Because recorded music is dead industry. Streaming, that's where
Well,
all
it's-
your music goes.
It's promotional at this point. It seems
It
like
is.
it's enticing to get people to go and see you live.
Right, exactly, but you're not going to make a living off of it.
No, not off
Unfortunately.
recorded music alone.
No.
How do you feel about that? I mean, do you think that's do you consider that growth or do you consider that decay?
I think it's unfortunate because it's become an industry for other people to, they're sort of parasite off of artists' music. So before an artist could record music and sell that music, right? Now artists record music and some third party comes and says, I'm going to stream your music and I'm going to pay you, almost nothing for streaming it. And if you don't like that, too bad.
Yeah, like a nickel for every 100 plays.
Not even
Not
that.
even.
It's
Yeah.
like 0.0008 cents or something per play. It's nothing.
It's you forget about it for a while, and then at the end of a year or two, you get to buy a beer.
If you're lucky, yeah.
And if you're really, really
If you're
good,
selling a lot.
if you're really good, it can be a kind of nice beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except that if you own that streaming company, you can rent, offices in New York at the new World Trade Center for, I don't know, what do they spend? They spend something like $2 million a month on their offices.
Is it Spotify?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well,
Someone's making money off of people's music.
well, how do you feel about the accessibility that allows now? Like, you can pretty much pull up any song you want on Spotify, and it's not hard to get your music on there.
Yeah, but so...
But how's that fair to the artist?
Yeah, how's that fair to the artist? Because if someone else is making the 99% of the money off of that instead of the artist, that's, to me, a terrible model for the artist.
Well, and if you allow me to just to play devil's advocate,
Okay.
I'm an undiscovered artist. You've got these sort of like scene makers or public figures who are going on Spotify building their playlists. They have 20,000 followers. They throw some tiny band on their playlist. Is that net positive even if that small band's not making money?
Well, yeah, it's net positive, but the problem is that the entire system is screwed up because someone else is coming in and setting up a system to take your music, to promote it, to make money for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
How is that fair to the artist? It would be fine with me if they would pay the artist a fairer wage, but they're not.
Well, and also if the label is taking a piece of the merchandise and the publishing off the band, that's their bread and butter now.
Yeah, publishing is
Then
the
what
most
do you
valuable
left?
thing.
So that's why we stopped putting records out on BYO, because it got to the point where we would either, to get a band, we would have to do these 360 deals where you're involved in their live shows and their merchandise, and we weren't going to do it.
Yeah, because we're artists too. What is a that's the thing, is that we're musicians. So why does a record label ever have the right to get a piece of your merchandise? That's not, they're not doing anything to create merchandise for you. They may help you record a record, but that's the point. Record labels are obsolete now. You don't need a record label to make a record. You can record yourself. Digital has made it so easy for anybody to record.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. But it's also made it easy for somebody to come along and say, I'm going to start a business using, think about it. What other business in the world can someone come along and say, hey, you created something. I'm going to take what you created. I'm going to start a new business without your permission, and I'm going to sell it for whatever I feel like, and I'm going to pay you whatever I feel like. I'm going to basically take the majority of the money. How is that fair?
I agree, it's not. And I appreciate you elucidating your point. I mean, it does become kind of a dilemma because, like, I don't know, I subscribe to a streaming service.
Right.
I'm very I advocate and support the bands personally as much as possible.
Right.
And it's even my personal policy is when I go and see a band live, even if it's somebody that I've become friends with, I try to buy a piece of merch while I'm there. There's usually this awkward conversation where like, oh, hey, you've helped us out. You can just have this. You're like, no, you're a touring band. I work a job. I like most days, so that I can have money to support, you doing this thing. So I appreciate the offer. I'm gonna pay as close to. Actually, I only have $16. Will you take $16?
Barter.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is that whole system is great, but the dynamic of where it was 10 years ago has completely been turned on its head. So, and how many bands can be supported by playing live? It's difficult. So, and what I heard some guy who from Spotify a year or two ago talking on the radio saying how they're going to curate music. And what I envision is what Spotify is going to do to get around having to pay artists and listen to people complain like me, is that they're just going to go and have computers make music and pay someone to make that and then cut out the whole artist. That's why they referred to music as content. You're a content provider. You're not an artist. Because in their mind, anyone can do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with that. It's I mean, there's definitely the sort of commodification element of it that if you see it only as a means to an end or a means to a profit, then.
And that's what they do. And so that lessens the creativity and lessens the artistry, and in their mind, it helps justify why they only pay out such a small amount to the people, because you're just a content provider. If you don't provide the content, I'll just get it from somewhere else. In fact, I have so much money now, I'll just hire somebody to make content for me on a computer, and then I don't have to pay anybody. I pay them one time, and that's it. And no royalties. Royalties are a pain. Why do I need to pay royalties? It's just content, and they're curating music or content so that they're the ones that are deciding what people hear, and that's a dangerous thing. It's terrible for artists because, look, the reality is not anybody can make good music. Lots of people can make music,
sure,
but is it good? That's a discussion that we can all have, and it's purely subjective. But I think most people know good music when they hear it.
I would agree.
And most people know bad music when they hear it, and there's a lot of bad music out there these days.
Well, this is kind of what we were talking about before. Is there's a saturation issue where even the good artists that like, it takes so much like serendipity or alignment to get discovered because there's so much noise to break through. But I'm interested in this idea of what we're talking about with record labels, the overcommodification of music, the lack of compensation for the artists, not content creators, artists. And you guys have this platform, Punk Rock Bowling. How do you run that differently? How do you make that fair to the artist? How do you make that kind of? I mean, I'm assuming this is like a chance to put your money where your mouth is, right? I hope I'm not calling you guys out.
Hey, you're not calling us out at
Good.
all.
I'm assuming this is how.
I mean, look, when we started,
actually, we don't pay our bands.
When we started our label was based on a profit share system.
50-50 profit share.
50-50 profit share.
Which we had arguments all the time, but I said we're musicians, so after we're gonna lay the money out after the costs have been recouped, then we split the profit 50-50 with the bands. Right. To me, it's the fairest thing.
And that system actually a lot of bands ended up doing that. Lawyers didn't like it, but in the end, as an artist, having a 50-50 profit share, when all your initial costs are recouped, and you're a viable artist 10 or 15 or 20 years later.
It's fine. It's just the doorbell.
Yeah,
it's only a light so that it doesn't distract us while we're on air.
Now I forgot what he was saying.
Yeah, I totally.
Well, you've got this 50-50 profit sharing model that you've used in your label. How does that do? You run a similar model in Punk Rock Bowling?
With Punk Rock Bowling, I mean, the way we model the whole festival is that. I mean, we're music fans. We go to, I go to festivals all the time.
Yeah.
Everything that I don't like about a festival, we try to not do at Punk Rock Bowling. We handpick all the food vendors, and we our ticket price, we try and be as low as possible, and really low ticket fees. That's what's important to us. Paying the bands top dollar. I mean, I know that. What we pay on our festival, we're an intimate festival that has 7,000 people a day, and that's where we want it to be. We don't want to be bigger. We want it to be so you can go and have this and be able, you're not in a mob of 100,000 people, and trying to get the same artists that are playing at festivals that do 50,000 people. So it's a challenge.
Yeah.
And we keep our ticket price, at a really fair level.
Do you find that the artists that you end up recruiting are ones, even the bigger artists, that kind of support that on an ethical or moral level?
Some, I mean, it's hard to do, because
we
it's
know
a
a lot of these
competitive
bands, right?
Yeah.
So they're friends of ours.
And it's a competitive business,
So is it calling in favors, or is it having something that people believe in, or a combination of the two? I imagine.
I think it's a combo. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's always difficult because we're not this huge festival, and so when bands go out and they're touring and they're playing a festival, when they come back the next year, what do they want? They want more money. Their agent does, at least.
Yeah,
it's just it's inevitable that you're going to get paid more. You need a raise, but you're going to get to the point where you're going to reach that spot where the promoters can't keep raising ticket prices, and bands keep asking for more money, and there's going to hit a point where it's going to get too much for everybody.
Yeah.
And that's where it's heading to. And that's why you see a lot of these festivals. There's too many festivals, and a bunch of them are falling apart.
It's a bubble.
Yeah, and they're closing down.
Well, I appreciate you guys.
Iron,
Yeah. Well, you guys are doing it sounds like what you're doing could be way more profitable, way more marketable than it is. But you have the dream, you have the vision of what you want it to be, and you have the discipline to keep it like that.
And that's why we have a following of, we have a core audience that comes, and they've been coming for a long time because they understand it and they appreciate it. So it's a little more than just a show, and then at 10 o'clock it's curfew and everybody gets booted out. It just goes all night. It goes all weekend.
God,
this is my first one. I don't know if I told you guys that before. I'm excited for it. And
you better learn to pace yourself, because a lot of people, first timers, they go too hard on the first night and then they're just done for the weekend.
No, I'll pace myself.
It's a marathon.
Well, it's just there's no curfew. That's the whole thing. It's Vegas, and
nobody's parents are telling them to go to bed.
You can drink all night.
Things happen. We have events happening all weekend long. Starting at noon till like 4 a.m., 5 a.m.
All right.
Plus casinos. So.
Well, I think it's time we give someone else a chance to go and check out Punk Rock Bowling.
Yeah.
So we have a phone number here. Don't call it yet. I'm going to tell you the win condition right now. The number is 310-338-5958, 310-338-KXLU. And when the next song starts, if you can call in and tell me, let's see, I had 6 songs in the last set. If you can call in and tell me 5 of those, you win tickets. This is Slaves with Sockets. You're listening to A Fistful of Vinyl.
This is a great song.
Come on, somebody make me proud.
Oh man, that's rough. You said it was going to be 4.
I mean, if somebody gets...
He might...
Wait, hold on. Here we go. Somebody's calling. Fistful of Vinyl, make me proud.
It's the same chick.
It's your pal Brock.
Brock, cool. Can you do it?
How's it going? Yeah, I can do it.
You can do it?
You started with... am I doing it now?
You're doing it right now. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, go. Nobody gets time to look it up. All right. You don't have to go in order.
You definitely started with Crayon Song. We had Against Me, We Laugh at Danger in there. Jane Bond was in there. Adam Age, I Hypnotize, Wholesale Failure.
Yes.
And Fix My Brain.
Dude.
Wow.
Are we thoroughly impressed?
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Bravo.
Does he get him?
You got him.
Yeah, you got him.
All right. Damn.
See you in Vegas.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'll hit you up with details, man. Congratulations on winning. Way to pay attention too. That was thorough as fuck.
Gentlemen, I'm a stand-up comedian. I left punk rock to do that, and now when I get my streaming check, it is enough to get a 6-pack because I don't have to split it with anyone.
There you go.
I'm the only one doing okay in this. See you guys in Vegas. Thank you.
All right, man.
Thank you.
I'll hit you up after the show with details. Okay, man.
All right, sounds good.
Take it easy. Oh man, that makes me. He's been listening to the show forever. That makes me so happy.
That's
Cool.
awesome. Oh, you know him. I was going to say, does he win every time you do a contest?
I mean, that's not fair. I know half my listeners. Like, let's see.
Hey, if this person can get him, we'll give him another pair.
Fistful of Vinyl.
Hey, can I call in for the tickets?
Can you name how many bands from the last set? Can you name?
I think I can name 5.
All right, go for it.
Okay, Larry and His Flask, The Svetlana, Days to Days, Sockets by Slaves, and Marked Men.
That's 4.
Wait. I heard Larry and His Flask. I heard Svetlana's.
Days to Days.
Days and Days. We'll give you that one.
Slaves. And Marked Men.
Slaves is now.
Slaves.
Slaves is now. Is there any chance you can name one more?
Can I also include Youth Brigade since they are in the studio?
Hey, that sounds
We didn't
like
do a
counts.
song.
Yeah, but you're not above being pandered to, right?
Sure.
Okay.
I will sing a song.
Okay,
She sounds like she really wants to.
sing a song.
And we'll sing the sky.
All right, she wins.
Awesome. Who am I talking to?
This is Kate.
Kate, what's your last name? Congratulations, you've got a pair of tickets to Punk Rock Bowling.
Yes!
You did it.
Yes!
Congratulations.
I will.
Thank you, guys.
I'll reach out to you with details. But yeah, well done.
That's awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right.
I'm going to listen to you guys.
Awesome.
Thanks very much. Have a good
Thank
night.
you.
Okay.
You too. Bye.
Bye. That was really cool, you guys.
Yeah, what the hell?
Doesn't cost us any money.
Fair. Let's see how's this going.
She'll be drinking. What do we care?
You'll make it back.
Hey, especially if they've never been, it's just good to get new people out.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like, I think it's cool that you guys can run a festival for 20 years and still get new people, you know?
Yeah.
We need new people.
This year,
we can't-
actually, we have a lot of new people.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, because look, our show is going to be 7 Seconds, Youth Brigade, SNFU, Pistol Grip. Who's open?
Brandy and
Brandy. So SNFU, after we've announced this show and put the poster up, and sold out. SNFU. Ken Chai Pig is in the hospital. He can't do it, so we have to cancel. All right. So he calls up our-
malnourished, 70 pounds,
Yeah.
like fainting on the street.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
he's ruined.
Yeah, he's
Gone.
so he calls our old friends this band, the Stretch Marks, who's also from Canada. Who's
Okay.
We put their record out on BYO way back in '83. You guys want to do the show? Yeah, hell yeah, we'll do it. I don't know, a week or two.
Overpay them like
Yeah.
5 times more than they're.
Then
No one even knows who
because
they
they're not
are.
even a band anymore.
But I'm like, whatever. The show's sold out, and they're good. They're about to buy plane tickets, and
then the singer, they
Bass
live in
player.
Winnipeg. The
Okay.
bass player, they live in Winnipeg.
Out there.
It's snowing. His satellite dish goes out, so he goes out on a ladder in the snow and the ice and slips and falls and fucks up his back.
breaks his back.
Breaks
his
2
back.
spots.
Yeah.
They're out.
They're out. Then he gets a call last week from the agent for 7 Seconds. Yeah, Troy, the drummer, he screwed up his back. I don't know if they can do it. They're seeing if they can get somebody in.
That's how you know punk is aging.
Exactly.
Everyone's
Youth
got
Brigade.
this problem.
This is
Hey, you know why they call us Youth Brigade? Because we're still there. We're
That's
still
right.
doing it.
We're still doing it.
You
So
should knock on something wood right now.
So this is the dilemma we have every year is
do it all
that
the
hey, this is an unsustainable festival because the reality is the majority of the headlining bands, they're all getting old, and then none of them are getting younger, and there isn't a bunch of young up and coming punk rock bands who are drawing 4,000 or 5,000 people.
No, that's true.
Well, I mean, there's some. I mean, we had Fiddler last year. And
Nice.
They killed it.
Yeah,
you
they're
know?
KXOU
People,
alums.
I mean, there's shirts that say, "Who the fuck is Fiddler? And why are they playing with punk rock bowling? And this is insulting to the Bouncing Souls and whatever to put them up." I'm like, maybe you should get out more often and find out who bands are.
Yeah.
To me, I'm like, this is one of the greatest rock and roll bands in the last 10 years.
No, Fiddler is sick. And you guys had Pup last year too, right?
And Pop, yeah.
Pup is they're one of my top new
I
ones.
had Drug Church.
Uh-huh.
Slaves is a good one.
Let's see.
Yeah, but this year we got Rise Against,
Yeah.
and at the drive-in, there was a lot of backlash on.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're so sick.
Well, it's
though.
just a little different for us, but I'm like, yeah, they have radio ballads, but that band comes from, we know, those guys when they're in 88 Fingers Louie, Zach from Hagfish, I mean,
Yeah.
Peanut Circus.
and at the drive-in too, they go way back. Like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah,
band?
at the drive-ins from the 90s.
And it's like, yeah, they've been around for 20 years,
So there's a lesson here that people are going to complain no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much, but
100%.
we see that, like, when we're doing Cockspar and No Effects and Rancid, all the like, we try and do 2 or 3 years until we repeat.
Yeah, we only
And then
have
people bag on
so many
that.
bands.
Yeah, you're doing the same bands all
Yeah.
the time. So then we stretch out, I mean, we did Devo or Iggy Pop last year. which
People
was
bitched
huge.
about Devo when
People
we said,
bitched-
just wait, you see, and the whole crowd was singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
That
awesome.
doesn't surprise me for
Yeah.
a second.
They're awesome
Mother's Milk
live.
kills it.
They were so great.
Or Iggy Pop. People bagged on that.
No,
last
Really?
no one bagged on
Who
it.
Oh,
would?
Well, yeah. Yeah, we were looking at it a few months ago.
Yeah.
We were going back and looking, like, look at this, Iggy Pop, like, this old guy, and what's this? Like, are you kidding me?
Iggy Pop was amazing.
He was awesome, and that goes back to what we're talking about. He did it. I talked to him for years.
Yeah.
It wasn't through his agent; it was through him that he was like, he would call me on the phone. And I'd like, hello, and he's
Yeah,
like,
I remember
"Hey,
he
it's Iggy."
came in the office one day. He's like, guess who just called me?
We're going back on. Welcome back to A Fistful of Vinyl. A couple more questions for the dudes here from Punk Rock Bowling. Good, that's still playing. So, we got to give away tickets. Awesome.
Congratulations to
Yes.
the winners.
To Brock and to Kate. We ended up giving
Kate
away
and
2
Brock.
pairs.
Yeah, two
Yeah.
pairs.
So, a couple more questions I wanted to ask you, and this is probably something you get a lot, but so who's your favorite or who's the returning band, the Punk Rock Bowling alumni who you're most excited to see again? And who's your favorite or most exciting newcomer? Is that too broad?
No.
Do you like playing favorites?
I honestly, I mean, at the drive-in, I'm excited to see because I haven't seen them since they played at what was the place? Spaceland. I saw.
Yeah.
Remember when we saw them at Spaceland?
Mm-hmm.
They were awesome then. And I always like seeing No Effects. They're veterans. You know, they're always good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we actually haven't had them in 4 years. So this is like I called Mike and I'm like, man, it's our 20 year, and we want to mix it up, but we need one. Like we need the mainstay, and they were the first. They were the first band to headline at the festival.
Yeah.
You know, so they did it, even though he didn't want to. He did it.
It's one of the favors.
We've known him since high school. So
Yeah.
Nice.
you
And
know.
then of the newcomers, is there anyone that's never done it before that you're particularly excited to have on board?
For me,
Slaves.
slaves are awesome, and the Partisans, who I've been trying to get over here for 7
They're
years.
not new. They're just new. They have never played.
They've never played punk rock.
Yeah,
before, but
that's what I
like
mean
one
to
of
say,
the-
like-
yeah, they're one of my top. You know, one of my favorite oi bands from the early 80s English oi days.
Nice. Well, very cool. I have one other thing. It's a tradition that we do here on A Fistful of Vinyl. Do you guys know what this is? This is called a D20. Nerds use it to play Dungeons and Dragons. I, being a nerd, have one.
Yeah, that's what
Catch?
I thought it was a Magic 8-Ball.
but no. It's not.
So one of the missions I have with A Fistful of Vinyl is try to humanize artists. I feel too often people look at musicians and only see musicians and kind of idolize that. So to kind of bring everyone back down to the same level, I've got a list here of 20 questions, most of which don't have really anything to do with being an artist, but everyone likes answering. So give that a toss, and we'll see which one you guys answer.
18.
Ooh. Which sport would you play in the Olympics? Doesn't necessarily have to be an Olympic sport.
Surfing.
Nice. All right. Damn, that was efficient. Do you want to go again? Yeah, there it is.
3.
What's your favorite non-traditional pizza topping?
Ooh.
Yeah. Although this one gave you a little bit more pause. I'd surf in the Olympics. Come on, move on.
Anchovies.
Come on, that's like kind of traditional. Come on, really get out there.
Oh no! This is from my girlfriend because she's Italian. If you put fish and cheese together, she says that's completely wrong.
Like principally incorrect.
Yeah, you can't put fish and cheese together, and yet she loves bagels with cream cheese and lox. So go figure.
I bet lox on pizza would be pretty good.
Exactly.
Let's,
there you go.
I don't know.
No, I'm okay giving this a theoretical yes.
I would put smoked fish on pizza.
Smoked
sure.
fish. Okay, so what do you got instead?
I don't know. What are you gonna do?
I don't know.
I
It's
think
all
I'll tell you what's.
typical what I would put.
I'll
on.
tell you what's wrong. Pineapple. Just no.
Oh, you're one of
Yeah,
those.
no pineapple on pizza.
Well,
I like pineapple on my pizza. Can we still be friends?
If I
Yeah,
still
but I
ate
would never eat
meat,
it.
pineapple, and and Canadian bacon, okay,
But
but,
what's
I
the-
don't do that
there's
anymore.
The sweet and
We're-
savory
we're
pairs
Canadian.
so
We're from
well.
And we're
Canada, and
Canadian.
there's no such thing as Canadian bacon in Canada. That's an American invention, just like French fries. You go to France, there's no such thing as French fries in France.
Look, nobody's better at cultural appropriation and then getting it a little bit wrong on top of that than we are.
Yes, that's true.
All right.
The melting
All right.
pot of the world.
So Marina's up next. I want to give her a show. This is her first show at this time slot, and she's been generous enough to give me an extra couple of minutes. So let me know what's on your playlist right now, and what band do you feel like hasn't gotten the attention they deserve? This is kind of what we were talking about before. That we're trying to uplift people who, may not know somebody at a label but still deserve the attention.
On my playlist, I've been listening a lot to Lion's Law, who we had last year.
Lion's Law.
Bishop's Green from Vancouver.
Okay.
And Seaside Rebels from Spain. Great band.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's very
any of that
international.
stuff. My playlist is because I don't listen to really much new stuff except on the radio.
So what are you listening to?
Stuff like Radiohead and things like that.
Nice.
And the XX and stuff and Bishop's Briggs. I went to Coachella last year. I went to Coachella and I saw Bishop Briggs. She was awesome. TSOL put on a pretty good show. Radiohead, I'd never seen them before. They were great, except their sound was a mess, and they had to leave the stage. Yeah, it was sad. I felt bad for them. Yeah, I felt so bad for them. It was terrible. And then I saw some rap guys that I was not impressed with. But I have to say that we were just in Vegas. And,
I've never been.
Yeah, he's never been.
To Coachella.
Never.
Okay.
The two things the two artists I've seen at Coachella that really blew me away, Charles Bradley and Hozier.
Ooh.
Just awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. But we were just in Vegas, and who was playing at the club? Oh, some rockabilly band or something. I don't remember, but
Toasters
were playing. Yeah, they were good. But up the street at the Beauty Bar, which if you're going to be in Vegas, you'll go see
The Beauty
some
Bar.
shows. It's a little,
Okay.
You know who Boogie Down Productions is? KRS-One?
No.
You don't know KRS-One?
Don't do that to me on air, man.
Oh, man. KRS-One is original rap, you know.
I know KRS-One. I don't know
Yeah.
the yeah.
Boogie Down Productions was the name of his, band. But he was playing at the Beauty Bar, which is the most insane, ridiculous thing. I mean, the Beauty Bar holds, what, 200, 300?
3.
Yeah. And KRS-One doesn't play the Beauty Bar in Vegas. It was packed. It was insane. It was amazing.
It's pretty beautiful.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
But we have Laura Jane Grace playing the Beauty Bar.
That's
Also,
that's gonna
a
be
Fistful
awesome.
of Vinyl alum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome.
We have a session with Laura Jane Grace that like nobody's watched. So like go
go watch
YouTube
it.
that. Yeah. We recorded it in the green room at the Roxy.
Oh, nice.
On our phones. That's
I'm
the
gonna
point
watch
where we
it.
were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and Laura Jane
And an
Grace
interview.
played Beauty Bar at Punk Rock Bowling. What was it, four?
That was her
years
first
ago?
show.
Her first show.
Well, she's playing. Is it Beauty Bar again this year then?
Yeah, on Monday night. Yeah.
Is it sold out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can
We'll
we
find.
can sneak you in the back door.
I think we should probably handle the rest of this off air.
Can
But
you fit inside a drum trap case? No?
get a big one and I'll get flexible.
Yeah.
But guys, thank you so much for.
drums.
So what? No, the guy at the door doesn't know that.
It's like they're just in case drums, you know.
Okay, keep trying.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming on a
Hey,
Fistful
thank
of
you for
Vinyl. I
having
hope you
us.
had a good time.
Yeah,
it was
great
awesome.
time. Thank you.
And everyone, thank you for listening. Tickets for Punk Rock Bowling, not that expensive, by the way. These dudes have worked super hard to keep the prices reasonable. Congratulations to Kate and Brock for winning. We'll be back next week, presumably doing something less cool than this. And yeah, I'll see some of you in Vegas. Stay tuned for Marina. She's doing a wonderful show. It's up next. Good night, everyone. Oh, and Facebook.com/Fistful of Vinyl. Add a Fistful of Vinyl for playlist and pictures and whatnot.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thanks.
Dude, thank you.
What's your last song?
I just put on some from the stacks.
Hey, what's the cough button for, real quick?
What do you think it's for?
Don't have to cough.
Half the people think it makes a cough sound.
I know. It's like a mute. It's mute.
It's mute. It's mute. Yeah. It's like totally reasonable.
I just never seen it say
Like, oh,
cough
is this like a
before.
cough sound effect? Like, yeah, out of all the sound effects we can mount
Yeah,
to
anyway.
that
Just in case you don't have anything to say, hit the cough button because you don't want to cough.
yeah, it's like if you want
It's like a whistle button.
if you want your listeners
Cough,
to hear a
whistle.
cough but you can't get one going, just
Yeah. I have to
It's
say,
like sound effects.
mocha chocolate tea. Never thought I'd like it, but not bad. It's sort of almost hot chocolate.